Obviously took our best effort in the second half to overcome a really spirited Lamar team. We knew when we scheduled this game, anytime you go up against a team that, if y'all remember watching Aqua Franklin play, you know what their team's they're going to take on her personality and her identity. I thought they were confident. I thought they were prepared. And in the first half, they dominated us. Every phase of the game, we're dominant in the first half. I think our kids hit the reset button at halftime, and then we were dominant in the second half. And proud of our group for being able to do that. We've got to work on playing closer to 40 minutes, but really pleased with the overall effort. And I thought Lamar played really well to go with that.
Chrissy hit some really timely threes down the stretch. Just how big was that tonight?
Probably the difference in the game. I mean, honestly, it seemed like it stretched leads. It kept leads. It was huge. She's been more and more comfortable every single game out. She's got a really good approach. The ball's finding her at the right times. She's eliminated some shots that sometimes we go hunting them a little bit. She's eliminated those, and that's a sign of a mature kid, a coachable kid. And I think as a result, our kids are really starting to look for each other. You know, the pace of the game tonight allowed us to play all 5 starters 32 minutes plus. The pace was not as up and down as it has been. And I think in the second half, we may have only played 6. If I look back at it, I think Riley may have been the only one that played in the second half. So that has a lot more to do with the pace of the game, not necessarily with anything other than that. But again, I thought Lamar was really, really good in the first half, and we were really, really good in the second half.
Look around the country tonight. Michigan loses to Toledo. Kansas goes into Arizona and wins by 27. Just how important is it to come out and just find a way?
During around finals, it is every single year. I got an amen from Dorita back there. She didn't say it out loud, but I saw the head nod over the top of your head, Ethan. Crazy things happen this time of the year. I mean, they just do. There were games that are, you're closer than you think, or just surprised, quite frankly, surprised by. I am not too surprised by the Kansas game because they're good. We played them in a closed-door scrimmage. We know how good they are. We've shared some common opponents, and I know how talented that team is. So, but I haven't looked at the rest of it. I saw there were a lot of close games, but you get around finals, and there's a lot of stuff going on. And in this, it's a challenge to stay laser sharp focused. And I told our kids at halftime, I said, listen, we didn't play well. You know it. I'm not going to stand up here and point out every single thing, but here's what we got to do to win the second half. And after that, we will never talk about this game again. There will be no film about this game. There's not going to be any flashback to you. Remember what you did against Lamar? None of that, because this is the time of the year you find a way. And Sunday will be the exact same way with Arkansas State.
And then I know you've talked a lot about the compounding effect of free throws. Tonight weren't making them, but getting there still. Just how big was that to keep on drawing those fouls?
Drawing 26 fouls. I look down there and, you make a few more of those and the game is a lot more comfortable. The leads stretch out. It's not like us to have 17 missed free throws and 20 turnovers. That will cost us games down the stretch, and we will keep pointing that out. If we have to make an adjustment to stop trying to draw fouls. If we're going to shoot better we shoot 43% from the field and 45 from the free throw line. That's not a good combination. So we'll make some adjustments. I think it's a focus, and because we are good free throw shooters and we work at it, I think it's a focus and a confidence thing. Again, once you miss one, it goes downhill in a hurry. It can get in your head in a hurry.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the offense looked a little more structured in that second quarter, a lot more off-ball movement, a lot more ball movement in general. Was that a talking point during that break? Yeah,
because I thought we could move them a little bit and then attack. I thought we were settling a little bit, just trying to go at the first action. And when we do that, it allows them to clog the lane. We got a couple of charging calls. We made a couple of errant passes because we weren't playing off 2 feet. And we were playing, kind of taking the shots I think they wanted us to take. So the second half, we went to some stuff that requires a little bit more movement, a few more passes. And I think that calmed us a little bit. We still turned it over too many times, but it did calm us down, and I think got us better quality shots from that point on.
And you had a couple of really good defensive stretches the last 6 minutes of the second or the third and the last 4 minutes of the fourth. How important is defense when you got an offense struggling like it was?
Well, it's something we've never really had. We've never been able to go and say, okay, it's not working out, we're just going to have to lock them down. We've not been able just to stop people. But you hold them to 15% in the fourth quarter, and 32% for the game. I think in the second half they shot 18.8, and so in the second half 5 for 29. That's a really good job second half. And it was a few technical changes, but they started talking to each other a little bit more. Thought in the first half we were just kind of quiet. Somebody might make the right read but not communicate it to their teammate what they were doing, and it led to open shots. And they didn't miss very many open ones. I thought when we started affecting their shots with contesting and forcing them later in the shot clock, I thought it made a difference in how many they were making.
And you guys were really sloppy in that first half, 12 turnovers, a little bit less in the second half. What changed for you guys?
Well, not a lot. Sloppy is a really nice word. Thank you for using that instead of something more stronger. But it was sloppy and careless. More another word that concerns me more. The sloppiness we can fix, and you can count on that being, but some carelessness, and that we can't continue to have carry over. I think it was a focus thing for them. I think they just got tired of doing it. I think it wasn't just one person either. It wasn't like you can just point to one person and say this person had a bad night. I thought we all did. So that goes back to us. It goes back to me is how we had them prepared. So we'll change a few things with that. We've got 4 more non-conference games before we start league. So still time to work on stuff, and that'll be one we put front and center.
I just got one more for you. Lamar played their bigs a lot more than they usually do. That resulted in the rebounding battle being a little closer than we might have thought.
Yep.
Did that sort of catch you guys off guard?
Well, I don't blame them. I mean, we weren't guarding them very good one-on-one in there. They started isolating us and throwing it in there. And in the first half, I thought Aaron did a better job taking it personally in the second half and didn't allow him such deep position. And we gave her a little bit of help as well. But I think, again, Aqua was a point guard, and you go back and you look at the players she played with. When something's working, she's going to identify it and stick with it. And I thought they played to their strengths. And I think probably as a result, that's why you saw their minutes for their post players a little bit more probably than they've had. I think she's got a team that she's really starting to figure out too, her rotations. And I think it's going to be a team that we look up and when we turn the page to the new year, and they're going to be doing well in their conference.
I just have one more. Sailor again tonight, 17 and 12. Just thoughts on how she's progressed.
Yeah, and 3 assists and 3 blocks and a lot of this and a lot of that, and calmed us down, had to play again. She had played 4 offensive positions and guarded all 5. 37 minutes, she's starting to get to that point to where we want to get our top 6 to where if we need to play 40, we can. That's just always the goal. You don't want it to necessarily be in November or late December. You'd rather that be in January and February, but we're getting slowly closer there. She was tired tonight. I'll peel back practice so she's fresher, but I mean, if you leave her out there for 37 minutes, she's going to get 12 rebounds because she goes after every single one of them. And she takes it personal when she doesn't get it. Her shot's really starting to look more like it does in practice and confidence. I think you see her confidence growing game after game. And the versatility, if you really took and you broke down how many different spots we play her on the floor, it's hard to get flow when I'm constantly moving her around. But we're kind of trying to see how hard we can push her with that. How many different can we go 3 straight trips with putting her on 3 straight different spots? I thought Jersey was good at that tonight. She allowed us to be able to play a real versatile long lineup. That's the most minutes she's probably played. I mean, go back and look. It's been a while since she's played 32 minutes, and I thought she was plus 13 for us. Sailor plus 19. She likes that plus. She likes to have the highest plus minus. She'll be proud. She really looks at that number so that every lineup is good. And it was another night of that.
Yeah. Arkansas State.
Yeah, let's go. I don't know what they did tonight. I left at halftime and they were in a close game with North Al. North Al won. They were on the road. So, there'll be 2 back-to-back road games for them, but you can toss all that out the door. We'll pull out the video of was it 85 or 95 that they made a movie out of when we lost over there. We'll remind them. It's a great budding of a rivalry. The game, their teams are similar to Lamar. Their team is built similarly. Strong guard play, undersized posts that do what they do. And it's turned into a nice little rivalry. We had a war over there last time. It was not a hospitable environment. So I'll challenge our people to come out on Sunday and make sure we're ready for the Red Wolves. All right. Yep.